Inside the OMG, episode number 142. That means 142 episodes in a row, every Tuesday since March 5th of 2019. So tonight we're going to do a little bit of a throwback episode because this past weekend is something that Olio, we've done 4 of these events over the years, and we love this event. And I'm talking about the Side Pony Express Music Festival in Bisbee, Arizona. It's every year the same weekend. It's the second weekend of November every year. And I believe this would have been number 9, I think. But I think it was a stripped down version this past weekend. It wasn't a full-blown thing. But the last one that we did was in 2017. So it's been 4 years. Wow. Now that I'm thinking about it. But I saw some friends who posted they played this weekend in Bisbee. And if you haven't been to Bisbee, Arizona, do yourself a favor and plan a trip and get over there. It's the southernmost part of Arizona, pretty close to the border between the U.S. and Mexico. And it's a beautiful town. It's so great. It's an artist community. If you've been following the show, we've talked about Bisbee before. And if you haven't, well, I'm going to let you know. Bisbee is a fantastic place. It's so fun. And so the Side Pony Music Express Festival was hosted and put on by Annemiek. And she is a super talented musician in her own right. And she put this thing together, started it almost 10 years ago. And in 2013, when Olio was touring, we were doing our first tour, actually, with Kelly and Dee and me. And we had played at a place called Rogue Bar. Rogue Bar, and it's in Scottsdale, Arizona, which doesn't exist anymore. But at the Rogue Bar, shout out to Manny, owner of the Rogue Bar, we met some really great people that first outing. We hooked up a show. Let me think back now. That was with Ruka, a band called Ruka. The singer Haley. So great. So awesome. And some really good people in that band. Douglas. Shout out to Douglas Preston Jr. What's up, man? And it was so great. Well, Annemiek was also playing in the band at the time, or I don't know. She used to play in the band, and she happened to be there. I don't quite remember exactly, but it was it was so great. And she said, "Okay, do yourself a favor and go to Bisbee. I will hook you up with a gig on your way back." Because we were on our way, I believe, to New York. We were touring all the way across the U.S. and we were heading back. On our way back, we were going to make a stop, and that was actually without Dee. Dee had already, so kind of about 3/4 of the way through the tour, we had already planned, or even more. I don't know. 3/4, about that. He had already made plans to fly back home, so he left from New Orleans, which left Kelly and me in the van, and we ended up booking some acoustic duo gigs on the way back. Well, the very last show we did was in Bisbee, and we had never been to Bisbee, but Annemiek said, "You got to go to Bisbee. Go there. Trust me. They'll love you. By the way, I put on a music festival every November. You guys have to come and play it." Okay. So Kelly and I went to Bisbee. We played, had a really good time, and met some locals. And it was like, okay, well, I guess we're coming back in November. That's what we're going to do. So we came back, and it was I think it was the 3rd year they'd been doing it. And so it's the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. there were 16 venues participating. And this is a small town, but in downtown Bisbee, there's several clubs just side by side. And it's kind of like a mini South by Southwest in Austin. So it had that same kind of feel. Talking about 100 bands, most from Arizona, but some from outside. There was North Carolina, New York, California, New Mexico, Texas, maybe even Oregon. So a bunch of bands were coming in from all over to play this festival. And what's really fun about it is you're not just there for one show. You're not just playing one show. So we looked at it as, okay, if we're going to come in for, a 3-day festival, we want to play as many shows as we can, because there's a lot of people and they might, be busy across town seeing somebody else when you're playing. So you want to make sure that you're doing, 5 or 6 shows. So that's what we planned. It was like two shows a day. So if we could do so it kicks off like at Friday at 5 p.m. So we did a couple shows Friday, a couple shows Saturday, and I think we just did one on Sunday, and then we split. So we did like the 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday at the Quarry Bisbee. What's up, Quarry? So it was, a whirlwind. So it's like go, go, go. And then when you're not playing, there's all these bands to check out. So you're checking out all this music, and these are all independent bands, right? So they've all got drive and fire and hustle, and they're making away, and they're doing their thing. And it's really fun because it's an eclectic group. You're talking about all kinds of different backgrounds and musical inspiration, and it was something really special. So that first year when Oleo played, it was really exciting for us because we really didn't know anybody. We only knew Annemiek, who put on the festival. But there was a whole community of people that lived in Bisbee that they come out and they support the festival, and they're really great. They're huge live music fans. Perfect for us because we love live music fans. And so the first show we did at the Bisbee Grand Hotel, we set up, and it's kind of like you feel, I don't know if this, like, we're gonna be really loud and we're gonna kind of overpower the room, because it's like an historic building, the power is a little, it seemed like it was a little shaky and rickety, and like we might blow a fuse here, and just everything seemed antique-ish, and with Kelly jumping around, I think he might break something. So but we were there, and we didn't care, and we were gonna do us. So we hit him with a 30-minute set or a 40-minute set of just bam, 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 Oleo. And we finish, and we were supposed to play, so that was like a 7 o'clock set, and then we were supposed to play later, like at 11. And so we finish, and shout out to Gretchen, who's an amazing artist. She's a painter, and she's so talented, so good. Well, she's a local in Bisbee, so she came over to us. She introduced herself. She bought a shirt. She bought a hat. She was just like, I love you guys, and I'm spreading the word. Oh man, I can't wait to share you guys. And just wait, your next show, like in 3 hours, it's going to be packed. And sure enough, she spread the word, and there was other people there. I think Douglas, we might have met you, Douglas, because your band, Mr. Lucky, played right before us, or played right after us. Not really sure. I don't remember. But that's when Douglas and I met, and he also helped. So there was there was quite a few people at the Bisbee Grand when we played, and then it just spread, and all of a sudden, that the next show we did 3 hours later, there was just this crazy buzz, and it was so electric and so much fun. And wow, I mean, Kelly D and I were just like, okay, this is fun. This is really fun. And the amount of love and support we received that weekend was so overwhelming and so great. And then Saturday, 2 shows. It's fantastic. So by doing all that, we had caught wind, oh, you guys have to meet Melissa Reeves. Melissa Reeves is also a local here in Bisbee. She's an amazing singer-songwriter. She spends half the year living in North Carolina, and the other half she's here in Bisbee. And she's really, she's a dynamic force. I mean, it's amazing. So we were told, okay, you have to see Melissa play, and 2, once she sees you guys, I think she needs to, you two, Melissa and Olio need to collaborate and do something this weekend. And we were just like, okay, all right. I don't know what's happening. We're just kind of like going with it. We don't know. We know our set times, and then we're just going to figure it out. And so we catch Melissa, and it's like, oh, yeah, she's awesome. She's really great. She saw one of our shows, and so the next day she hit me up, and she said, okay, we got to jam tonight, and I want you guys to, there's a venue called Stock Exchange, and I want you guys to come and, back me up on my set, and let's do a thing. And we're like, okay, well, what are we going to play? I mean, we just met, and you're playing originals, we're playing originals, right? This is just, so she was like, okay, let's just meet like an hour before, and my songs are simple, you guys are quick, and we'll figure out a set list. So we did. So we got together, and we're just, backstage. There's other bands performing. We're at Stock Exchange in the back. I brought my guitar. Kelly had his bass. Melissa had her acoustic. And then we're just like talking through, like, okay, here's this one song I do, and this is kind of the groove, and then it goes to this, the B section is this, and I do have a bridge. And so I'm just trying to retain all this so I can kind of help to like move this thing along as we're playing live. And so because Melissa was kind of, she's the local celebrity there in Bisbee, as soon as everyone caught wind that Melissa and Olio were playing together, it was amazing. And the room was filled, and the energy was off the charts. It was so cool. So I've queued up something really fun. Fortunately, Jennifer, shout out to Jennifer, captured this moment from the time when Olio and Melissa Reeves played together at Stock Exchange. And this is one of Melissa's songs. It's called Seesaw, which at the end of this episode, I'm going to play you the studio recording that we did with Melissa. It was just like a quick, we had a couple hours in the studio in Bisbee with Shawnee Hicks, who's a local there, who is an amazing audio engineer and producer, and who also happened to put together, there was a spot called the Bisbee Royale, which I don't know what the status of that place is now, but at one time they were really gearing it up to be a premier concert venue in Bisbee. I mean, it's an old theater. It was just sitting there. They brought in Shawnee to renovate and really do the sound and lights and stage and really design it properly, and he did a bang-up job. I mean, just amazing. So he has a studio in Bisbee, Shawnee does. So we went in and recorded with Melissa, and we did Seesaw. So it's just basically a, couple takes, and there you go. That's what we got. So at the end of the show, I'll play you the studio version. But right now, I want to play for you the live version of Seesaw with Melissa Reeves singing lead, and it's Kelly and Dee and myself backing her up, and it's pretty much total improv. I mean, we're just going for it. and so much energy and so much fun. So this actually, so I believe this was in 2014 when this happened. So here we are at Stock Exchange in Bisbee, Arizona. Oh my gosh. What was that? That's crazy. I'm watching right now. I'm watching Kelly and Dee. Uh, too funny. Amazing. So much energy. So fun. What a moment. What a moment at the Stock Exchange. What a moment. Side Pony Express, Melissa Reeves, and Olio. So much fun. Oh, man. Shout outs. Jimmy, thanks for tuning in. Mom and Dad, thank you. Beth, Miko, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you being here. Right, Jimmy? I mean, it's just crazy. Crazy. Imagine if we had the 360 cam back then. Because the place was filled. I do have some photos to show, and I have some photos to show from that actual moment and that night. But the place was packed, and it was like I said, it was electric. So let's do some photos here. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the Bisbee Grand Hotel. So this was this. I don't think this was. Maybe it was. I don't know. The first gig we did. Let me see. No, I don't think so. I think this was maybe the following year. But this was the first place that we played for Side Pony Express Music Festival. And I just thought, it's like the walls might come off. With Kelly jumping around and doing his Kelly things. It might just, the structure might not hold up. So yeah, that's the Bisbee Grand Hotel in Bisbee. All right, so there you go. That's from the video. That's that moment. Melissa gave it all she had, and she was done. It's like, all right. They tell you, leave it all up on the stage. And there you go. So then after that happened, then Olio played a set. So we had to do our thing. It was like, okay, thank you. All right, put on our ties, and we're in. And we did our thing. So that was fun. That was a crazy night. All right, so that's D at also the Bisbee Grand Hotel. And they had a back line there, so he's using the house kit. They were kind enough to bring in their own drums. So it made the turnaround quicker for the bands playing, so we didn't have to wait for drums to set up for each band. It was just, okay, just bring your cymbals, swap out your cymbals, maybe your kick drum pedal, your drum seat, and your snare. And we're in. So it was much faster that way. I think that's also from the Bisbee Grand. Someone took that shot from the outside. There's a window that's, from the street you can see in, and there's the band. There's the band playing. So our backs are basically to the street. And so Kelly turned around just in time for that shot. Not sure who took that one. All right, so we're back there. But yeah, really, really fun. And I got more photos to show you, so why don't we'll go into a second round here. And okay, so this is Stock Exchange. And this could be from that moment, or this was from the second year. I'm not sure, because we did it a couple times with Melissa. We performed together. So that could be the moment, or it could have been the following year. So there's Dee and Melissa. Okay, so this is the recording studio at Shawnee's place in Bisbee. That year, we got the call saying, "Hey, we wanna put some artists together and do some collaborations and record it." So it was like, let's have you and Melissa come in, Olio and Melissa come in and record, and we'll do one song. And so cool, yeah, we did. So we did Seesaw at Shawnee's place, and so that worked out well. Okay, so this is Melissa at Stock Exchange with us, and here we are. We're probably kind of working out the arrangement for the recording in the studio. So D had a stripped down kit, kind of whatever whatever they had there for him to use, that's what he did. Looks like a kick, a floor tom. He had his snare, his hi-hat, a couple cymbals. Let me see if is there a rack tom. I can't tell. Callie's in the way, so there might be a rack, but there might not. When we did Rich People Problems in the south of France, it was just kick drum, snare, hi-hat, one cymbal. That was it. That's all we needed. It's all you ever really need. Everything else you're just embellishing, and it's great. So yeah, Beth, look at D, right? Look at D. So they were working out the arrangement. So that's from the moment, like I just showed you that video. It's a great capture there. Melissa's on the ground. It's quite a moment. And I just realized, I think, so somewhere in there, Kelly lost his glasses, because earlier in that song, he had his glasses on, and by that moment, he lost his glasses. I don't know if they just fell off his face, or did he just... I don't think he gently set them down. He might have thrown them. I don't know. But yeah, he's not wearing his glasses anymore. All right, so we're back at the top of that. Yeah. Okay. You got any questions about Bisbee or about that time, about Side Pony? You can put them in the comments. Happy to answer. I have another video. This was from, I believe, 2016, and this was at the Bisbee Royale, the place I was telling you about that Shawnee hooked up and made really nice. And they were going to do some things there where they were bringing in some national acts, and we were actually looking to do a show there, a proper show with Melissa. Like Melissa Reeves would do a set, and Olio would do a set, and then we come together and do a thing. But then something kind of wacky happened, and the ownership changed, or there was a board that kind of ran the place, and then they were like, yeah, you know what, we're not going to do anything right now, and they just closed it down, and I really don't know what's happening. I have to check in and see what the plan is with that place, but they had high hopes, and they were definitely moving in the right direction. But this song is Best Is Yet to Come, and Douglas Preston Jr. shot this. A fun fact about this moment is we had a 45-minute set, and somewhere along the way I had broken a string, and I think my backup guitar had also a broken string, because this was like the 4th or 5th show for the weekend, and there was no time, and it was, so I broke a string during one of the songs, and it was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just play with 5. So here is part of Best Is Yet to Come at the Bisbee Royale in 2016, Side Pony Express Music Festival, 5 strings. Jump on, make change in the mirror. Right now, it is here. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one. Best is yet to come. Oh, best is yet to come. Oh, best is yet to come. Ooh. Olio 2016 at the Bisbee Royale in Bisbee, Arizona. Some more photos. All right, so Stock Exchange. Nope, sorry, Bisbee Grand. Their Stock Exchange. All right, so there's that show with Melissa at Stock Exchange. So D took that shot mid-set, maybe right before we started, or I'm not sure, but somewhere in there. And that's from Bisbee Royale that I just played for you. Another one from that moment. Good times for sure. Okay. And I've got one more round. Stock Exchange. Bisbee Royale. Same. Here, let me get me out of the way so you can see Kelly. Great sounding room. Great lighting. Yeah. Thanks, Beth. Yep. Always got crazy stories. Really fun. Great shots. Okay. All right. So perhaps next year, 2022, Olio will be back at Side Pony Express Music Festival. And that'll be Barry's first time, so he will be introduced to Bisbee and the craziness. You are the story I like to read. Fill my head with mystery. With every chapter I am intrigued. Your suspense is thrilling me, thrilling me. Doesn't matter if I'm white bread, if your chocolate can bust the box spring. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast, crack the bedpost. I think a good thing we should wake up the neighborhood. Bust the box spring. You are the honey I like to eat. Taste of you, extra sweet, extra sweet. With every drop I am in need. Fill me up with ecstasy. Oh, doesn't matter if I'm white bread, if you're chocolate and bust the box spring. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast, crack the bedpost. I think a good thing we should wake up the neighborhood. I love all flavors, shapes and size. chocolate. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast. Doesn't matter if I'm white bread, if you're chocolate. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast. Doesn't matter if I'm white bread, if you're chocolate. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast. It doesn't matter if I'm white bread, if you're chocolate. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast, white toast. Doesn't matter if I'm white bread, if you're chocolate. Buzz the box spring. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast. Crack the bedpost. Doesn't matter if I'm white bread, if it's chocolate. Can buzz the box spring. Don't matter, Nutella, white toast. Crack the bedpost. I think we could think we should wake up the neighborhood. Bust the box spring. Ooh, bust the box spring. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. Box spring. Hey, Samantha, Wayne, Aunt Judy, thanks for tuning in. Jimmy, do certain songs really beg for different sets of strings? Or is that covered by pedals? Yeah, it's more covered by pedals. I pretty much play, on my electric, I'll play XLs, Diodario strings, and I usually do, so it's like 10 would be my E string, and I go from there. Yeah, I know like Stevie Ray Vaughan would play like 13s, and you get a bigger tone, thicker tone, but it really it eats up your fingers, and I don't need to do all that, so I'm happy with 10s, and make that work. So yeah, I pretty much keep the strings the same on all my guitars, and then just different pedals give me the different effects that I need, different tones, things like that. So that's what's going on there. Okay. So questions in the chat. Any more questions? Let me see here. I think I covered those. Do certain songs beg different sets of strings? Yep. Okay. Got that one. Yeah, so that was Round and Round. Little instrumental version with some background vocals. That was one that Dee would sing. We haven't done that one in a long time. Just watching those Side Pony shows, I was thinking that we always did Round and Round in our sets. And it made me think of doing that one right now. So thanks for listening to the instrumental version of Round and Round. All right, I think I got one more in me tonight, and we'll call it. We're gonna do Hello Goodbye. We come and go. Sometimes we stay a little while. We never know how long. Catch a glimpse of how we think it should be. We try to hold on. We say hello, so long goodbye, till we meet again. We say hello, so long goodbye. This is not the end. Oh, photographs that take us all the way back. Another place in time. Remember when we thought they never would change. We try to hold on. We say hello, so long goodbye, till we meet again. We say hello, so long goodbye. This is not the end. In between goodbye and the next hello, I'm reminiscing. Farewell to my friends. May love transcend. It's you I'm missing. Wish you all the best, and most of all, I thank you. I thank you. We say hello, so long goodbye, till we meet again. Till we meet again, we say hello, goodbye. In between back, next to low, goodbye. All right. Shout out to you. Our friend Jeff passed away about a week ago. Very talented director. And so, people come and go, as we all will, as we all do. But thanks, Jeff. Thanks for being a great inspiration and just a wonderful man. Definitely one of the good ones. So, all right. Okay, so this has been episode 142. Typically at the end of the show, I'll leave you with, a closing Olio song, and, it's kind of, okay, that's it. See you next time. But I want you to stick around and listen to, this is the studio version of Seesaw with Olio and Melissa Reeves. We did this several years ago at Shawnee Hicks Studio in Bisbee. And so I just wanted to close out the show a little differently than normal. So definitely check this out. And if you do, I will stand by and I'll play the song. And if there's no comments or anything, then that'll be that. But if there's any comments or questions, I will come back on and answer anything. But here you go. This is Dee on drums, Kelly on bass, me on guitar, Melissa on acoustic guitar and vocals. Seesaw.
Sometimes you love me, baby. How much you can't tell me. I want to, but live in your child, but you know that I can't see. How can you lift my own hand to track my heart on down? And I never know where your love will be found. Your love is never here. Every time you tell me, baby, how much you look at me, I want to believe, baby, in your love. But you know that I can't see how come I wanna, baby, to lift me right on up. And you make me crazy. But you feel my love because you love it. You never love it. You never love it, baby. You never love it.
Okay, I had to come back. What a powerhouse. What a vocalist, Melissa. Man, knocking it out of the park. That's it. Just wanted to say thanks for tuning in. This has been episode 142 of Inside the OMG. Come back next Tuesday. We'll be here with episode 143. Thank you so much. Sending you much love. Be well. And till next time. I've got nothing to play out now. So it's just going to be me signing off. So thanks again for tuning in. Much love. Peace.